This time we're going over section 1.5, question number 23. Let's see what this one is about. I'll bring my iPad open too. It says, for the function, find the point on the graph at which the tangent line is horizontal. Oh, it's a beautiful problem. I love this question. All right, so this is what you do. What kind of slope does a horizontal line have? Hold on, let me open this tablet. What kind of slope does a horizontal line have? This is a horizontal line. Okay. Horizontal line has slope of 0. So, what did we recently talk about that is slope? All right, so whenever you see a problem like this, finding a tangent line that is horizontal, this is what you do. Find the derivative which is the point, which is a slope of a tangent line, right? Slope of a tangent line. What do we want this to be? We want this to be equal to what number? 0. Okay, so that's what you do. So what I need is, what's the function? I'm going to go and copy down the function, and I will take the derivative, set it equal to 0. Y equals 4 over 3x to the third power minus 7x plus 4. Let's find the derivative. I'm going to find y prime by using the power rule. All right, let's do the power rule. You multiply the exponent by the coefficient. So you multiply these two. Guess what we get? We get 4. So we get 4 times x to the second power. All right, that is the power rule. The exponent should go down 1. Next, derivative of minus 7x. For those linear cases, the derivative is just going to be the coefficient. Okay, I know you watch those lesson videos, so you know why. Lastly, derivative of plus 4, that's just going to be 0. So I don't have to write that down. Now take a look. I found the derivative. I can set this equal to 0 because that's when the slope of the tangent line is 0. That's when we have these horizontal tangents. So let's solve this equation. Add 7 to both sides, you get 7 equals 4x squared. Divide both sides by 4. Then you get, let me just switch the left and right side, okay? I will get x squared equals 7 over 4. To solve for x, I must square root both sides. But when I take square root, what do I need to put in front of this square root? I need to put a plus or minus sign. So I'll say plus or minus 7 over square root of 7 over 4 are the 2x values. So first answer, if I may simplify that to square root of 7 over 2, because if you look at the bottom of the fraction, we have square root of 4, which can come out of the square root as just a regular 2, but we must put this 7 still under square root. So that's the positive number. And the other number is negative square root of 7 over 2. So those are the x coordinates, okay? Now, they wanted points, which means I need to give them the y coordinates. So the next part, I just need to plug in these x values into the function to find their y value, okay? So to find the y value, don't plug it into the derivative. This is for you to use to find the slope, not that one, but you use the regular function, the original function up there that they gave us to find the y value. So let me find the first y value. Y equals 4 over 3 times square root of 7 over 2 cubed minus 7 times square root of 7 over 2 plus 4. So that is the first y value for the positive. So what's that going to be? Square root of 7 over 2 comma And I may get a calculator and type that in. All right, so take a look. I'll just open up a Desmo Scientific calculator and I will type that in. Give me 1 second, let me bring this up. I have 4/3 times square root of 7 is on top. Oh goodness. Square root of 7/2, and that value is getting cubed, minus 7 times a fraction. I have a square root of 7/2, and then I need to do +4. Are you kidding me? Don't give me that. I think they wanted an exact value. Let me see, because I was just gonna go with this, but I have a feeling that this question is asking for, let me close some tabs, for exact answer as using radicals. Okay, so they're not gonna help me out. I have to do it myself. All right, so calculator is not an option because I need to simplify this by hand. All right, so what's that gonna be? I will have 4/3 times, if I cube square root of 7, what's that going to be? Let me do some work above here, okay? Square root of 7 times square root of 7 times square root of 7, right? If I multiply that 3 times, because I'm cubing, these two will multiply and give me a regular 7, right? Because square root of 7 times square root of 7 is square root of 49, which is just 7. But this third square root of 7 never got to escape, so it's still square root of 7 inside. So I'll write that down on top, 7 times square root of 7. But in the bottom of the fraction, as I cube the 2, 2 times 2 times 2 will give me 8. So all right, I got the first term a little bit simplified. Let me go and do this. Minus, I'll just put that 7 next to this square root of 7, because when you multiply a number and a fraction, you just multiply to the numerator. And I do +4. All right, let's see if I may simplify this any further, okay? This is a nasty problem. All right, if I multiply these two, hey, listen, I think I can simplify. Cross. There is a 4 and there is an 8. So I'll divide both of these by 4 and get 2 in the bottom here, okay? And when I multiply these two, I get 7 times square root of 7 over, I do 3 times 2 to get 6. And I was going to just copy this down, but if I want to add this fraction with this fraction, do you agree that I must make a common denominator, right? So what may I multiply to top and bottom of this green circled fraction to match the denominator for the first one? I need to multiply something that will make 2 into a 6, right? So I'm going to do times 3, because 2 times 3 is 6, all right? So I will have to do multiply 3 to the top 2. I'll have 21 square root of 7, because 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7 is 21. So I just have to multiply to that one. Bring down that +4. It's just an algebra review, not really a calculus problem anymore, but that's all right. We're having a good time. When I multiply 7 minus 21, but you know, just treat that square root of 7 as variable or something. 7 minus 21 is -14, right? So I can say the first red and the green will give me -14 square root of 7 over 6 +4, and I don't think I will go any further than that. That is the y value. Pretty nasty looking, but it is what it is. It is just very accurate. So I want to say that I'm done, but I'm not, because that was the y value for the positive square root of 7/2. Now I need to go and find the y value for the negative of it. At least let me type this, okay? Because I did all that work. So the first point is at square root of 7. I'm going to put the iPod down a little bit. First point is at x of square root of 7. Oh, while I do that, let me charge my Apple Pencil. Okay, because it's low on battery. All right, square root of 7 over 2, comma, the y value was ugly. The y value was negative. A fraction that had a square root of 14 square root of 7 for the numerator over 6, and then plus 4 outside. For some crazy reason, I accidentally wrote down plus 6 there because I'm crazy. This should be just plus 4. So, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I caught that. All right, so that was one point. Put a comma. Let's find another point, okay? This time, the x-coordinate is going to be negative square root of 7 over 2. But it's just, makes us work to find that y-coordinate. So let us find that y-coordinate by simply plugging in again, okay? So the function was y equals 4 over 3 times x to the third power minus 7x plus 4. So if I plug in the second x coordinate of square root of 7 over 2, but this time make sure that we plug in negative of that, okay? Let's see what kind of number we will get. First of all, I better change that to 4. All right, what's that gonna be? That will be y equals 4 over 3 times negative square root of 7 over 2 cubed minus 7 times negative square root of 7 over 2 plus 4. And all I need to do is simplify this. And they don't want decimals, so I will do this by hand. That equals 4 over 3 times negative 7 over times square root of 7 over 8. Okay? And I'm skipping the explanation for this cubing because we did something very similar above for the positive case. Negative times negative is positive, so this will turn into this plus 4. Alrighty, let's go ahead and multiply these two fractions. I can cross simplify, I don't even know if that's a word, but I will simplify that 4 on top and 8 in the bottom to make it 1 over 2. And if I multiply those two fractions first, I'll get negative 7 root 7 over 6. And I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this second fraction so that it has a denominator of 6 by multiplying both the top and the bottom by 3. 21 square root of 7 plus 4. All I need to do is add them together. If you combine the negative 7, negative 7 and 21, that will give us positive 14. So 14 root 7 over 6 plus 4, and this is the y-coordinate when x value was negative square root of 7 over 2. So the second point that you need to type is this. They are just not so pretty, but their number are right. So you just type that up. All right, so over here, I'll go ahead and type up a fraction. I need to use this tool though. A fraction bar, I'll do 14 square root of 7 over 6 plus 4. And I just realized this is the opposite, like in sign, of the first y-coordinate I got. All right, so I am done. I am about to click on check answer. Oh. Ta-da, fantastic. I now understand why several of you wrote me an email about this question. It wasn't the calculus that was difficult in this problem. It was the algebra. It was simplifying these, evaluating these cubic, square root expressions. But Hopefully after this video, you guys are okay with how to do all parts of this problem, okay?